All right, let's get right into it. Today, we're laying out a clear, actionable blueprint with one single goal to help you start 2026 in a stronger financial spot than you've ever been in. And look, there's no magic here, no luck involved, just a solid plan.
So let's just start with a simple question. What if this coming year was the year you finally felt like you were ahead with your money? Not just catching up, not feeling stressed, not just getting by. What if it was the year you actually felt in control? Most people kind of just drift into a new year, hoping for the best. Well, today we're going to build the best on purpose.
Okay, so to make that happen, we've got to get on the same page about something really important. We need to redefine what being richer actually means. I know it's a word that gets thrown around a ton, but for what we're doing here, it has a super specific and honestly a much more powerful meaning. See, being richer in this context, it's not about winning the lottery. It's not about a seven-figure bank account popping up overnight. It's way more practical. It's about getting your money to work for you instead of feeling like you're always working against it. It means having that breathing room, that little bit of margin, so that when a surprise expense hits, it's not a catastrophe. It means you're the one in the driver's seat, telling your money where to go and having the options to make choices based on your goals, not just what bills are due next. And honestly, this right here is the big secret. This is the whole key. Your financial success in 2026, it's not going to be decided in July or in October. Nope, it's being decided by the prep work, the systems and the mindset you put in place right now. The work you do before January 1st even hits, that sets the entire tone for the whole year. And check this out, because it really shows you the two different ways you can start the year. I mean, you could have two people making the exact same amount of money, but their financial lives can look completely different. On one side, you've got the broke starter who's always playing defense, just reacting to bills as they pop up. But then you've got the richer starter. They're playing offense. They're proactive. They've already made the big important decisions, and even better, they've put them on autopilot. All right, so let's get into the first real actionable step. Think about it like this. Before you can build a new solid house for 2026, you've got to clear the old shaky foundation. It's time to deal with last year so we can make room for a way better future. Okay, here are 3 simple, totally non-negotiable things you gotta do to wrap up this year. Number 1, get brutally honest about your debt. List it all out. Don't hide from it. Number 2, pull up your bank and credit card statements from the last few months. Where did your money actually go? And look, no judgment here, okay? This is just about collecting the facts. And number 3, find one thing, just one, an unnecessary expense, a subscription, whatever, and cut it. We're not aiming for perfection here. We're just building a little awareness and getting some momentum going. And that really gets to the heart of why this step is so important. You just can't start 2026 richer if you're dragging all of 2025's mistakes along with you. It's like, imagine trying to run a marathon with a backpack full of rocks. It's just not going to work. It's time to drop the backpack. Okay, so once we have that clean slate, it's time for the fun part. It's time to build the engine, the machine that's going to generate wealth for you pretty much automatically all through next year. This is where we stop cleaning up the past and start actively building your future. And this is probably the single most powerful financial rule in existence. Pay your future self first. I mean it. Before you pay your rent, before you buy groceries, before a single dollar goes to anything else, you pay yourself. A piece of every single paycheck goes straight to your savings, straight to your investments. It's not the money that's left over at the end of the month. No way. It is the very first, most important bill you pay. So how do you actually make sure this happens every single time? Simple. You take yourself and your willpower completely out of the equation. You automate everything. You set up automatic transfers for the day you get paid. Boom. Money goes from your checking to your savings. Boom. Money goes to your investments. Boom. Money goes to your emergency fund. And listen, even if you're starting small, that's okay. It's the habit you're building that matters. Wealth is built on that consistent, boring automation, not on some big, heroic, one-time savings effort. And this leads to a really important point. Look, of course your income matters. We all want to make more money. But what you do with that money, your habits, that matters so much more. You can have a huge income and still be broke if your habits are bad. And you can have a modest income and build real wealth if your habits are good. It's the small things you do every day that make the difference. So what do these richer habits actually look like in the real world? Well, first, people who are winning with money, they track their spending. They just take a quick look maybe once a week so there are no surprises. They also create a little space before they buy something on impulse. They pause. And maybe most importantly, they think long term. Their decisions aren't based on what feels good right now, but on where they want to be months and even years from now.
Okay, let's talk about making more money for a second. The common advice is to get 5 side hustles and just grind yourself into the dust, right? No, that's not the goal here. The goal is to add one smart upgrade, one intentional new income stream. Maybe it's freelancing, a skill you already use at your day job. Maybe it's consulting. It's all about working smarter, not just burning yourself out.
But here's the absolute key. When that new income starts coming in, you have to give every single dollar a job before it even touches your bank account. And that job is not lifestyle inflation. It's not for a fancier car or more dinners out. No, that money is fuel. It's fuel to throw at your debt. It's fuel for your investments. It's fuel for what you could call a freedom fund. You have to give it a mission.
All right, so we've cleaned the house and we've built our wealth engine. What's next? Well, now we have to protect it. It is way too easy to make a ton of progress and then watch it all disappear because of a few common mistakes. So this step is all about building a fortress around the progress you're making.
You've got to be on the lookout for these wealth killers. They will sneak up on you. Things like new unnecessary debt. That's just digging the hole deeper. Lifestyle inflation. We just talked about that, right? Letting your spending grow just because your income does. Emotional spending. Buying stuff just because you had a bad day. And then there's maybe the most dangerous one of all. Procrastination. That little voice in your head that says, I'll start next month. You have to fight that. Real wealth only grows when you choose what you want most over what you want now.
Okay, we've talked about the mindset, we've talked about cleaning up the past, we've talked about building the engine. Now, let's put it all together into a dead simple, actionable plan you can literally start today. This is your 30-day sprint to start 2026 richer.
Here's the blueprint. Week 1 is all about awareness. Track all your spending and get those automations set up. That's it. Week 2, find that one expense to cut and start your emergency fund with that money, even if it's just a little. Week 3, put some focus time into that one income increasing idea we talked about. And finally, week 4, you look back, you review your progress, see what worked, and you double down on locking in these new habits for good. It's amazing what you can accomplish with just a few small, consistent steps over a single month. And really, when you boil it all down, it comes to this. Starting richer isn't about luck. It's not about waiting for some magical thing to happen to you. It's about decisions. It's the direct result of the choices you make, starting today. It's about taking control, moving from just hoping things get better to actively making them better. Look, 2026 is going to be here before we know it, ready or not. Your future self is waiting. They're counting on you. The only real question is, what decision are you going to make today to set them up for success? So, if you found any of this helpful, go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe so you don't miss the next one, and comment down below on what your biggest takeaway was. Maybe even share it with someone you know who's ready to make a change. Seriously, your future self will thank you for it.